Welcome to Ball Talk Deep, where we talk deep about ball. It's Andrade and Irwin back at it again. Drop a like and a sub before we get into it, because it kind of goes a long way. You guys already know, always by the title. Today we're talking about the Golden State Warriors and the Brooklyn Nets. What do you think of these two teams, bro?
Bro, man, these are two teams like it seems like they've been in a relationship for a long time, and now they're just, a couple of exes that are trying to flex on each other.
Trying to outdo each other.
To see, who's doing more, who's doing better.
I feel like that's what this season's going to serve as for them.
Living their best lives.
Who do you think would be winning a one-on-one, KD or Steph?
Oh, come on, man. KD, man.
Yeah, I got the same. That'd be easy as Remember, guys, we're talking about one-on-one. Size versus is just, two-way for sure, KD all day.
Yeah, and KD can shoot as well, bro. So
Facts.
But okay, speaking about these exes to see who's living their best lives or what, who do you think out of these two is going to be more successful next year? The Nets or the Warriors?
Bro, I'm going to say the Golden State Warriors, and it's because, one, they've already had a proven track record of success before KD. Mm-hmm. They're well rested now because they missed the playoffs. They're hungry to prove that they can, find that success again after KD's dynasty with them. The Clippers reminded us last season that, just because you got immense talent on a team, it doesn't always equate to success on the court. And unlike the Clips this year or the season that just passed, they got a brand new coaching staff basically. So that's a new thing they got to get over with. And then KD and Kyrie have been rumored to have difficult personalities to deal with, to work with. So we're going to see how that plays out. What about you?
Should be interesting, yes. But what I like about the Nets more importantly is they play in the weaker conference, the Eastern Conference, and number two,
big factor.
Yes, Steve Nash is a new coach. However, he has a strong staff in place with coaches that have been head coaches in the past.
You're right.
That is going to make that transition a lot easier and smoother.
Great points.
But why the Warriors? If you go more into detail.
All right. So the whole proven success before KD, it goes a long way, guys. It goes to show, I think people forget how amazing Klay and Steph are on the court when they're just hitting on all strides. You know what I mean?
Okay.
This is, I think, inarguably the best backcourt in the entire league right now.
Okay.
They're definitely also probably in the top 10 to 15 at the very least in NBA history in terms of backcourt duos.
Okay, that could be argued.
We're talking about two of the top 5 shooters of all time. Some people say these are the top 2 shooters to ever play basketball. Think about that.
Ray Allen wants to talk to you.
Well, I'm just saying some say. Ray, hit myself if you want. It's all good. And then let's go back to how well rested they are. LeBron, everybody was like, oh, he missed the playoffs last year. What did he do the year after, bro?
He won it all.
He won it all.
He had trouble beating an injured 5 seed.
Okay, he had a little bit of trouble. All right, cool. But he was well rested after that whole injury. Both Klay and Steph are coming off injuries. Klay missed a whole season. But guess what? That pandemic, this extra long season, them not making the playoffs, have given their bodies more rest than they could have asked for if everything was just going as regular, So I think that's going to be an immense benefit. And they're not the type that just because they got this extra rest that they're going to slack off. Steph and Klay aren't known for that. The Warriors organization isn't known for that. They're also one of the organizations in the entire league that are known to have a set culture. You know what I mean? Like a Heat culture, a Lakers culture. They got a set culture. They've been had it since at least 2014. So that is, and that ties in with how hungry they are to prove themselves again. Because there's a shit ton of people that are sleeping on these Warriors, in my opinion. There's a lot that aren't, in terms of at least more people that understand how the game works, the NBA usually works. But a lot of casual fans and a lot of fans with their heads up their asses for the certain teams they support are swearing that the Warriors aren't gonna come back, that's the end of their dynasty. I'm not saying they're gonna bring back a dynasty, but don't be surprised if they're back in title contenders, at least in the next 2 to 3 years, and at least within this next year. I see them rank in the top 4 to 5 in the West. You see that?
That might be their ceiling, a little bit higher than that. I say their ceiling might be a number 3 seed.
Okay,
to be honest.
I can see that.
Realistically speaking, taking a lot of factors into place, I would say the Warriors right now, I'll put them in between the 5 seed, 6 seed. Look, they're very talented, but the thing you gotta take into consideration is the conference that they play in, the Western Conference.
No, that's true.
It was already strong when they were a dynasty. They just got stronger.
All right. Look, I'll tie it in with that West. Now, they are in the West. I'll give you that, unlike the Nets, which for the Nets, I could see them going deeper into the playoffs, possibly because they're in the East. But if we're going to look at the top seeds in the West, or at least, what people would consider some of the top teams, Clippers, Lakers, Nuggets, we could throw the Jazz in there. Those 4 teams, because the Rockets, let's remember, now the Rockets are different. If you want to throw the Rockets, whatever. All right, 5 teams. You know who's been together longer core-wise than those 5 teams?
The Warriors.
Exactly. Draymond, Steve Kerr as a coach, Curry and Klay have been together longer. So once you have that set core plus the coach I brought up right now, it's like, yeah, they lost one of the best players, but okay, once you have already a smooth flow going, a smooth process, losing little boats and pieces isn't gonna affect you as much. You know what I mean? And let's not forget, they got Andrew Wiggins, the GOAT. Just kidding. But they got Andrew Wiggins.
Come on, man. Don't disrespect Alex Caruso like that.
My bad, Alex. But look, if the Warriors keep Wiggins, my assumption is that they're keeping Wiggins because they believe in him. You know what I mean?
Man. Well, maybe, perhaps.
I don't think they would keep him if, kind of like the Heat, they traded Dion Waiters after they noticed okay, he's not. They traded Hassan Whiteside because he wasn't fitting with the culture. He didn't fit that mentality that the Heat had. Same with the Warriors. If Wiggins truly doesn't have that rumor mentality that they say, non-winners mindset, then the Warriors will definitely trade him. But if they decide to keep him, at least for the whole season, I'm assuming it's because the Warriors, at least to an extent, believe in him, somewhat. And that he's willing to mesh in with this team. He's a talented player.
What helps out Wiggins is he's young. He's finally in a culture a winning culture.
He's about to hit his peak.
He's not in a dumpster fire franchise like the Timberwolves. So that helps out.
Shots fired.
But look, man, at the end of the day, we'll see what happens when it comes to draft time, because they're gonna have the number 2. They have the number 2 pick. I think they should try White.
Let's see what they do with that.
But they also have Wiggins' contract, which is a good contract to trade, to throw in to get a star.
Yeah,
we'll see what they think about it. But look, to go on the Nets, on my point with the Nets, look, it's a very talented team. What you got to take into consideration, Andrade, is yes, it's a weaker conference, but what I want to say is, even before Kyrie and KD got there, they had some nice pieces going around. They had LeVert.
They did.
They had Spencer Dinwiddie. They have Allen, as a big man. They have Prince. Those are some nice pieces they already had. And if they bring back Harris as well for a shooter, that's a nice little,
Let me tie in one of my points with the Warriors that ties in with your team. Like I said, Clippers reminded us that talent doesn't equate to on-court chemistry. Who also had a set team in place before PG and Kawhi got there?
I get you, man. Look,
where did they go?
Yeah, but obviously.
That's why I'm a little worried.
I mean, the Nets, look, the way how I can go with the Nets, either can go boom, shit. It goes amazing.
Like a rocket to success.
Like a good boom. Not like a boom, atomic bomb, Japan, everybody died type shit. No. Or
it's like when a rocket, like NASA, they're about to launch, and it could either boom up or it just bust and explodes on the station, on the pad. Yeah,
like the Challenger. Shit. Or bust. That Kyrie, he starts, being flat. He starts being flatter, Kyrie, and starts being a fucking dumbass. But
we need Uncle Drew Kyrie.
Yeah, Uncle Drew Kyrie. But look, I got faith that this could happen because Steve Nash, one of the best point guards of all time. Usually, point guards have a smooth transition. Mind you, it's not gonna work all the time. Look at Jason Kidd.
Yeah. But it could work sometimes with Steve Kerr.
Exactly. But what I'm confident is that Steve Nash is doing the right thing. He knows that he's a rookie head coach, and he's hiring veteran assistant head coaches. Assistant coaches like D'Antoni, like Vaughn. Just to name you.
But Erwin, let me ask you a question. How many championships has D'Antoni won?
0. But hey, look. Just like, AD won his first championship this year. There's a first time for everything.
True.
He's in a weaker conference.
All right, but we said, who we trust more to have a successful season this season?
I say successful. Exactly. Don't you think?
But it's his first year. You don't think maybe it'll take a year for them to get their shit together, and then maybe their sophomore season together, this core, then we'll start getting that success.
To get their shit together, to get to what they want, which is to win a championship. Mm-hmm. But the question is, who's going to be more successful? Do you think whoever advances deeper in the playoffs has had a more successful year?
Okay.
Yes or no? Because quite honestly, I think yes.
Usually yes. And there's like context to it because like the seeding and like there's shit to
yes
it.
Or no?
Usually yes,
okay.
But you know what I mean, like how the Blazers made the Western Conference Finals 2 years ago, but nobody bought them as like being like the second best team in the West.
At the end of the day, you made it to the Western Conference Finals. A win is a win, whether you win ugly or you win beautiful.
Okay, I see what you mean.
And quite honestly, I see the Warriors as getting bounced in the second round because the West is so damn tough.
I could see the second round, but I think their seeding, I could see them making it to the Western Conference Finals. I think that's their seeding for me. The Nets
can make it to the conference finals.
Yes. Yeah, I would say I could see them like that's like their median point, and then their ceiling would be making it to the finals.
Because,
but I don't think this Nets team will make it to the finals in their first year.
We'll see, man. Nobody thought about the Heat making it to the finals.
No, that's true. That's true.
Look, what you gotta take into consideration is there's a lot of uncertainty going on with the Bucks. There's gonna be a lot of internal pressure with the whole Giannis watch. The Celtics, they have failed to get over the hump. The Heat, how are they going to perform in a non-bubble environment?
True.
Per se. The Pacers, come on, there's no threat.
And then the Raptors.
The Raptors, yeah, they're a nice little cute story. They're not going to, but that might be a tough for the Nets.
No, I see what you mean. Yeah. No, I'll give it to you because remember I said one of my postseason takeaways is that KD and Kyrie will have a fairly easy path to the finals for like the next few years. For me, I guess most hesitation comes with like how they worked out. Because remember, another point I brought up was they have difficult personalities to work with. So I don't know how if it'll just click all together in this one season.
It's not, but it's a long season. That's gonna help out.
True. Hey, I mean we might get a shortened season.
72 games.
I saw one recently, 50-something games.
Not chill, man.
If it starts in mid-Jan, that's one of the. Because remember, we got the Olympics in summer, and I think the NBA actually wants to get their NBA players into the Olympics.
But look, guys, hey, we'll see what happens. We appreciate all the love and the hate, guys.
Yeah, this is gonna be mad exciting to watch.
You guys already know we're on IG, we're on Twitter, we're on TikTok, on Ball Talk Deep, where we talk deep about ball. We'll see you guys soon. But for now,
take care.